do this.
Hey y'all.
Hi, I'm Kristen.
And I'm Tyler.
And you're listening to
Hustle and Lace Podcast. We getting much better
We're
at that.
getting a lot better with that. How was your week?
A roller coaster of emotions. Like, what? I would say overall good. We got to go to the
Spectacular Black Girl Art Show.
There we go.
Yes. We went to the one in Charlotte. They do travel, so if you see them, you should check them out.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and that was really dope. I was glad to be there. It was a big turnout. I was happy about that for all the businesses and the person who founded the event or whatever. So I was happy about that. I did a lot of shopping. I be support. Listen, if you could say one thing about me, I'm gonna support a small black business now.
Support.
I done spent my whole little spending money to my next paycheck at the.
You spent all your little change
and one day trying to support all y'all.
But there was a lot of good stuff there. I liked that there was a lot of artists there, but there were also a lot of vendors who had like purses, they had accessories, they had earrings.
And that's the thing, it was actually good, cute stuff. Like I wasn't just spending money just to be spending. It was like, oh my gosh, I want it all.
Not at all. And I think that made it easier for you to support.
Right.
And easier also to not even really fuss necessarily about the prices. Like I don't think stuff was like over.
It wasn't terrible.
No, I don't think it was overpriced, but I felt like it made you definitely want to support them. And I will say this too. Everybody was super friendly. Yeah. There was one vendor that I purchased from. She wasn't mean, but I think she was shy. So like she like spoke, but like everybody else kind of like, well, this is this right here, and I have this going on.
Right.
She was really quiet or whatever. So I think that was her, but she wasn't rude or anything. But everybody else was.
And that's the thing about it, because just for a little reference, I attended my first pop up. The weekend before.
We hadn't talked about that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yes, in Atlanta. And you know me, I'm like an extra introvert. So
she says that, y'all, but I don't believe it.
I was when I tell you I was exhausted after the fact, because like you said, you have to interact with so many people and really put yourself out there. Like for somebody that's I am shy, but
okay.
I'm shy, so like doing that it just drained me, girl. So
I drained me.
Yeah. And it was way more people at this pop-up than the one in Atlanta. So I could just imagine. And it was for longer hours. So this one was from 3 to 9. So the businesses had to stay all day from 3 to 9. And it was a lot of people, y'all. So it could have been anything. She could have been exhausted. She could have been, like you said, shy, whatever.
Yeah, I felt like she was more shy because I did follow her on social media. And like she had made a really cool like recap video of stuff. So that's why I say she wasn't rude or anything. I think she was just kind of shy. So like you said, that's difficult, like dealing with, especially when you're an introvert, or even sometimes you're good at stuff, but that doesn't necessarily make you, we've had this conversation before, like being good at stuff, but not necessarily making you a business person.
Oh, yeah. Or a people person.
Right. Whatnot. So, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like she could just be comfortable in her art and all that stuff. But, you do have to stretch yourself and kind of be able to do the other part of it as well, especially if you're going to sell it. Yeah, and I'll say for one thing that I noticed too, how professional all the vendors were. Yes. Like they had their prices out there, they had their payment system set up, they had their packaging, their bags. Like the businesses that was there, they showed up and showed out. Like I was really impressed by a lot of the stuff. And dang, I wish I had that sunglass. Their packaging was so good. You did get some sunglasses. Missy got some sunglasses too, didn't you? Oh yeah. Oh, I thought you false alarm. You got candles.
Candles.
That's what it was.
It was a lot of like everybody packaging and stuff looked really good.
They really did. It definitely looked like you could tell they put time into developing their business. Exactly. Which is really important.
Oh, it's so important. People, they be forgetting the major step like that, writing that business plan and really doing all the research. it's so imperative. So you could tell people really, put some thought behind it. So I was impressed. I was
too. Yeah. And I noticed also a lot of the vendors traveled. So of course, unless you've been living under a rocker, this is your first time joining the Hustle Gang on the pod. Right. We're having an event April 29th at Carolina Bauernhaus Brewery. It's called what? What's our event?
The pop-up.
Come on. Get in sync with me.
I was waiting for it in Greenville, South Carolina, so I could plug it in Greenville.
You gotta be
I was
ready.
waiting for that mark.
Gotta be ready.
It's the pop-up, y'all.
So we're having that. So we tried to make sure that we talked to as many vendors and see where they were from, if they were close enough to be able to come down for it. Right. And a lot of them, surprisingly, were from Atlanta.
Far. They were either from Atlanta or they were from very far away.
Yeah, there was a good bit of people from Raleigh, from DC area,
Virginia.
Yeah, I don't think, maybe there was one or two that I talked to that were in Charlotte.
Yeah,
the rest of
I don't
them
think I saw any of them that I talked to was in Charlotte.
Yeah,
Durham.
There was one, our homegirl, she's now our homegirl now because we officially met her. Pretty impressed. She has press on nails.
Yes, she's from my way. Oh, she's from Charlotte. Okay.
Super dope. If you get a chance to see her somewhere, definitely check her out. We got to support her, which was cool.
Pretty impressed.
Yeah, yep. And then there was another lady, Sister Lock. She had waist beads and gibbets and some other stuff. She was out of Charlotte. But a lot of the other ones that we caught up with were out of Atlanta, which I think that's cool too. Being able to
that's a
to
drive.
Travel. Yeah,
that's a drive. Golly, you gotta be hungry.
But that also says something because I know they do this event a lot. They do a Spectacular Black Girl Art Show and a Spectacular Black Boy Week.
They sure do.
So and they kind of travel with it so that for you to.
Oh, I wonder how the boy one going.
I bet that's probably nice. Really?
Yeah.
All right, I'm thinking products. You thinking something else?
No, I'm not.
They saw your face. Ooh, I wonder how the boy one gonna be. Hey, caramba.
Let me focus. My bad.
But yeah, no. So I think that says a lot about the brand that they built with it because. For you to do the one in your town, if you're from Atlanta and come up here and do the one in Charlotte, okay, I know I'm going to make bank here. I know I'm going to have a good opportunity.
You could tell it was super curated and they put the work in. They got a clear-cut vision and they're executing their vision. So it was good. I'm glad we went.
Yeah.
I hate that I missed the Atlanta streetwear market.
That was this
That comes through
too.
Again this year though.
Okay.
I did find that out. So I gotta be there.
Calendar. Y'all, there's so many things we find. We were looking at there's an African American Film Festival. African American Film Festival in Martha's Vineyard.
We going.
And last year I think they had Michelle Obama was there last year for something. Both of them. They were there for something, but they did they also did not the Martin reunion. They did the cast of Bel Air did something while they were there, the new Bel Air, all this stuff.
We going. We Miss Drake for that. I'm totally fine with that because it's in August.
Speaking of Drake. Did you? No, you said you didn't.
I didn't see it.
You didn't see him on the Greenville thing.
I wonder, can I go back and watch it?
You can. I was watching it on YouTube today.
Okay, cool.
It's got Drake and J. Cole's set from Greenville, Dreamville Festival this weekend, which was super dope too.
Right. To see where he came from with that festival to where he is now. Yeah. In a matter of how many years? 5?
Maybe so. And I mean, you gotta. Count out 2020 because
the pandemic. They came back strong.
And I think I heard the count was 50,000 people that were there.
That's crazy. I know everybody. I saw it on everybody's story. Everybody. It looked like it was really good. The lineup, the energy, the vibe.
Yes.
You said you watched the Usher one, right?
Oh my God! Usher his performance was so good, and Usher did a full hour.
That's crazy.
He didn't give you he didn't half-ass it either. Usher, he performed
I know it.
So that
boy good.
Yes, listen, I was waiting on him to put on some skates. I was waiting for it. But no, Usher, he did a really good show. But I thought that was really cool. So we went to Charlotte this weekend. We actually went Friday night. We stayed overnight because one of our girlfriends is getting married in June.
Yeah.
So
how was that?
It was so nice. So she had a bridal shower at home for that one, and then I just thought it was super nice. Anyways, to always get together and kind of see your people.
Right.
But it was really nice because she had her fiance was there, and her dad and her brother-in-law came, and then she had like 2 or 3 of her guy cousins who had drove their moms up for it.
Oh,
so like all the guys, they left. They did. They left. They left and they went to Topgolf. When they came back to town, I think they partied harder than us. They had
men usually do that.
Listen, they had their little chairs set up outside, had a fire pit, had the drinks flowing. They had cigars. But it was just so nice to like just be in.
You can curate your environment, your home,
that space. And, after we, like I said, we were still there Sunday. So while you were kind of driving up, we were still at the house hanging out, and it was just me and Mitzi and our friend. And so I always tell her, I was like, your house is really calming. Like it always kind of like inspires me too, because I'm like, you know what? I think too, like just it's like I said, it's a lot of open light there. Right. It's really calming. I'm like, you know what? I can think. It's not like cluttered.
Yes.
And I'm like, it inspires me. I'm like, okay, I can think clear here. Like I can see, I want to do this. I want certain things to happen. And it's like, it's just so important to have the right environment. I mean, I don't know if y'all know, like we're at a super dope place to where we get to record our podcast. It's called Saverin, and it is for how much, Alex?
Free
through a partnership that he got with Spotify. But we get to record here, and it's a plant shop, and it's dope. And
minority owned.
He's super young. I don't feel like he's got to be under 30. I don't know. We never asked.
Definitely. He's younger than us.
He's definitely under 30. But like.
A popular street in Greenville, like it's dope.
But looking at this space, like even just being able to come in somewhere and, like you said, like just curate it for it to be
how you want it.
Just like a good feel for it.
Right.
So it's like it's so important to be in those environments that kind of inspire you. Like I said, like like the plants here, like they have to have a certain environment to grow. And we have to think of ourselves that way too.
Ooh, that's a good one. Say that again.
We need a certain kind of environment to grow. Like the plants need it like we do. Like you have to. So, a lot of times I think we're stuck or we don't feel our best because
of our environment.
Our environment. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we watering ourselves with? Like, what are we, what are we feeding ourselves? And, of course that's physical, but it's also mental, that's spiritual. Like, you know?
And you know what I say? You got to work the inside, from the inside out. So you got to start from the inside, whether it's what you're eating, how many hours are you sleeping? Like, do you take your personal time? But I would say that's been my hard part. That's kind of where I'm transitioning at now, trying to figure out, like, I need to curate a space to where I could be my most productive self and it be able to serve multiple things that's going on in my life. Like, so I've really been trying to figure out if I know I'm not ready for a total storefront, but I do want to have my own space to where I could have my inventory. I could process orders. They could come do pickup if they want to. I could have a section where I could shoot content. So I could really like curate that vibe. And literally all I got to do is walk in and boom, boom, boom. I don't have to take a whole hour just to set stuff up or organize stuff and just having it separate away from my home space, because I do want to separate, business and pleasure or whatnot. Because having my house, all the stuff I need to do at home, having the kids, and it's just too much. I just feel like it's too much going on. Like
you don't really get in like the zone because you're thinking of, ooh, let me fold that clothes.
I see what I need to do work on later, and now I can't give my full attention to what I need to be giving my full attention to. So that's where I'm struggling at. Like, what do you think that you need to move into your next most productive self?
I think
what would that look like for you, rather?
I think a problem for me that I've struggled with is I want to say discipline. And I think that comes from, a lot of things, like especially in like school or certain things came really easy to me. You know what I'm saying? So anything that I struggled with, like, it was hard for me to ask for the help for it. It was hard for me to put in the time to study. Like, listen, I'll tell anybody, I stink at math, okay?
Yeah.
Math almost kept me in college. Literally, it did keep me in college.
Yeah.
Like, y'all, I'll tell you that story another day. But like, y'all, math, I almost did not graduate because of math.
Right.
So, I think, like, discipline, like, I wrote down 3 words, you know, that I wanted
That's
for,
what
like,
I was just about
my
to ask 2023.
You next, yeah. I know discipline was one. I think I did, like, consistency and maybe, like, courage. But I know discipline was one, because that's got to, especially with all the ideas we have, the things we want to do, even like with this podcast, it has to be discipline, because discipline kicks in when your want to do it is gone.
Yes.
You know,
like today.
Yeah, like, you know what, today I was pretty good. Like I think the last time we recorded, I was probably, that's when we were both really tired.
Ooh, last time, y'all, you were sick. Kristen was sick.
I was sick. I was tired.
Both tired, hungry.
We didn't have the camera. We forgot
the memory card.
Stuff wasn't plugged.
Everything was just against us that day.
And then was that the day that the audio didn't record too?
Yes.
Y'all, whole thing, no audio. So we had to it was a lot.
Right. But before what I wanted to ask you, like, because I feel like we always have these like little hot words or whatever, like the discipline or whatever. But what steps are you actually taking to implement that discipline? Because I feel like we need a plan for that too.
Yeah.
What does that look like for you? What do you think you need to do? Let's work on discipline first.
I was like, honestly, I don't know necessarily like where I'm starting there. I think a good start for me would to be able to list the things that I want to be disciplined at.
Right.
So that way
making lists.
Yeah. I already like lists, but like even doing them to where they're more beneficial. Like if I'm going to use the Notes app on my phone, or if I'm going to use something that I can consistently see on all of my devices.
Right.
But also, like I said, I think figuring out what are the things that I want to be disciplined at.
Yeah.
So that I actually have a goal, so we're not winging it. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, yes. Because when you wing it, that's when you're the least productive. Like if you got a plan. So I would say, like, for me, mine has always been procrastination. So I started reading this book called Eat Your Frog, which basically gives you, is it Eat Your Frog?
Eat the Frog.
Eat the Frog. Which is basically like a self-help type guidebook to overcome like just basically procrastination. So basically it gives you like a little plan, little tidbits of what you could do to make yourself more productive. So basically one of the things was the part that you don't want to do the most, just do that first and knock it out. Okay. And that way, if you tackle that task at the beginning of the day, you have the rest of your day you just feel so much lighter and freer, versus if you keep it at the end of the day, you got that sitting on your shoulders throughout the day because you're going to be anxious, you don't want to do it, so you feeling slumped. So then you're going to give yourself an excuse of how to get out of it. And then you just didn't do it at all. Like, that's my problem.
And then next day it's still there.
Everything is just piling on top of each other. So that's one thing that I'm working on to be more productive this year and try to accomplish my goals.
What do you think the challenge with, being disciplined? What do you think is going to be your challenge, like that you have to overcome with developing this new lifestyle or this new,
I would say I'm juggling a lot, like juggling everything from the kids. I'm trying to work part-time. Like if it's something that I could just go ahead and take the leap of faith and just be able to dedicate all my time to. And I hate to I don't want to put this, but like, when your back is up against the wall and you gotta make some shit shake, make some stuff shake. I don't want it to get to that point. Like I want to go ahead and be able to do it now. So I would say, I don't know how I'm gonna fix that part, but that's one of my struggles now. And like, secondly is my environment. Like I feel like if I had 2 separate spaces, that'll make things a lot easier. But at the same time, I hate putting, if this was like this, then I could do this. Like we gotta get it to where we just do it. Like we gotta work with what we have.
Yeah, and I think that's a big thing for me too. Like it's easy to sit there and think, if I was in this kind of space, then I would do whatever. And I'm like, what do we have right now? How am I treating the space that I have right now?
Exactly.
So,
because if you can't even work with what you got, what makes you think you can handle it when it's 10 times bigger and 10 times better?
Because
like, that's going to be work too.
Yeah, because if you don't fix your, you know what I'm saying, your thought patterns or your work habits, you're still going to just take that into your new space.
Exactly.
So I've been trying, like, I have an office at home, but I have a habit of, like, not working at it. I work at the dining room table, but I'm like, no, I need to make sure I just go in the office, like, cut my candle on, cut some music on,
you
like,
can focus.
Go ahead and set that up so I can do my work from there, because I feel like I was doing good, because otherwise I'm looking for, if I'm in my office, I don't have a TV there, so I have to play music. Yeah. But if I'm in the living room, I turn the TV on. I'm trying to find something to watch, and next thing I know, it's been an hour, and I hadn't done what I need to do.
I know. Been there, done that.
Yeah.
So y'all let us know what's something that y'all want to work on for your business that's going to help you be more productive, or even like just your work goals or whatever goals that you have. What's the thing that's holding you up, and what thing do you need to possess or change for you to be more productive throughout the year? Yeah. I'm curious to know.
What do you, I say, like, we're both entrepreneurs, and prayerfully we'll be, full-time ones, by the end of the year. Right. What do you think is, when you started this journey, or like what made you go ahead and take the leap to do it, and or what made you scared to not take the leap?
So I would say what made me take the leap was I was just sick and tired of the predicament that I was in. Like, the job that I was working at, which before I had a pretty good job, benefits, made good money, but my bad, y'all.
Alright, so.
But yeah, so I was just like tired of giving myself that excuse. Like, I owed it to myself to give myself a better life and my kids a better life. We're recording on them.
Alright, so if it stops, we'll just
keep going on now.
Yeah, but no, so I just got tired of that, and so my thought was like, okay, when I finally did get a job in Atlanta, I always had these ideas of wanting to do stuff, but I just didn't know how to present it, because I felt like, okay, you have a shoe boutique, so you have a product that you can actually, people can see that product. Right. A lot of my stuff was just ideas, and I didn't really have anything to show them to show the vision of it, or to say I've done this before the experience. And so through working these other jobs for other people, and people would always really be like, oh my God, you're so talented, you're so that. Sometimes that's still hard for me to hear, because I know what I'm saying, what I feel like I don't know, or what I feel like I fall short on. So that a lot of times that's still hard for me to hear, but I try to kind of go ahead and take that in stride. And I'm like, no, Kristen, you are talented. Yeah. You do have great ideas. You have X, Y, and Z. So, I honestly don't think I would even be doing this pop-up if it hadn't, been for us really deciding to go full force with some stuff. Yeah. Like the podcast. Yeah, like, everything just honestly just started to line up. Like, I had the idea for the podcast a while, but it was like when we decided to do the pop-up, when I was looking for vendors, that looking for vendors led to the space to do the pop-up.
Where we record for free.
Right, for the free ski. Yeah. So, that led for that. And it's like, okay, like, I know you're the one who, you'll take an idea and like you'll run with it. So I'm like, all right, I done said it out loud now. Yep.
We gotta do it. I got your bet, dog. We gonna do it one way or another.
Yeah, do it. So, so that's why, I think I'm excited for this event, because it'll be like the first one, that's really mine. Right, like I've worked with a lot of other people. I've helped them pull off stuff that's theirs, but I'm like, this one will be mine. Yeah. So I'm like, that's exciting. It's also a little bit scary at it at times. But
I don't think you have anything to be scared of.
No, I'm like, I'm like, we're gonna roll with it. But I think I would be a lot scared if I didn't have the support system that I have.
Of course, right.
And like it's even, even with, loved ones who maybe don't understand or like they're still, all right, well, what do you need me to do? Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, okay, even if you don't listen to the podcast, just go play it.
Right.
So that we get the
listen.
Yeah.
The listen,
I'm like, that's fine. Just play it in the car.
That's right.
So I'm like, and I still have days, honestly, where I'm still looking at jobs because I feel overwhelmed with, right now I feel like I do like a whole bunch of little things.
Yep.
That I'm like, one good job could knock out all these 4.
Yeah.
And I feel conflicted about that too because I know, even if I got that one good job, like it takes away from what I'm honestly wanting to build.
Yeah. Right.
So it's one of those things where like I try not to like kind of, let it affect me too much anymore. But like, no, like I didn't have no desire to do this. I just wanted to have money, a job that was going to pay me real nice, that I was going to be able to do some really cool stuff because like I wanted to, like I said, be able to show people like you can have these fun jobs,
right.
that you can have this amazing stuff and be from where we're from. Because we don't see it. So
yeah. No, that's dope.
That's kind of how I think we got here. So
yeah.
But no,
and that's the thing. That's you could have accepted a job if you was still doing something that you love, but you didn't give up on that thing that's really burning inside of you, which is providing the experience for your community or for anybody, pretty much, basically. So I feel like that's the spirit of an entrepreneur where you just can't let it go. You gotta fulfill this purpose within inside of you in order for you to feel like you live the life that you deserve to live. So.
Yeah. And I, like you said, it's one of those things where, if not me, then who?
Right.
Because
you put this burning desire in God for a reason.
Like a lot of times, like God gives us the vision because, I always say like He gave you the vision because He know you were crazy enough just to hold on to it until it actually happened.
Right. Right.
So. It's one of those things I'm like, you know what, we're here now. I'm just believing that, this will be something that's amazing, that changes, the way people look at events, the way that people look at stuff that they're going to do, that gives another opportunity to minorities to try and decide that they want to be their own bosses.
Be part of their representation. Yeah.
Have that opportunity. So
I'm excited for what we have in store for our future.
Yes.
Great things, big things.
Yes. I'm expecting that. So what do you want? How do you want to close this out?
I think we had a great conversation.
I think we had a good convo.
Let's go. We've got the pop-up, y'all.
Got the pop-up.
April 29th.
Carolina Bauernhaus, Greenville, South Carolina.
Yeah, they're Greenville.
12 to 5.
Yes.
So definitely make sure you go on Eventbrite and search for the pop-up because you need to RSVP so that you can win a Visa gift card. So, which can, like Visa accepted everywhere. So, go ahead and...
We're pretty much paying. We possibly could be paying you to come see us.
You could be getting paid to come see us.
Right. That's a win-win.
Win-win. Oh, so we got that going on.
I hope make sure you guys enjoyed the show.
Yes. All right, guys. So that's it.
That's it.
All right. I'm Kristen. Bye.
And I'm Tyler.
And you've been listening to Hustle and Lace Podcast.
What's so damn good?
Hey.